today we're reacting to Crazy Wedding Vlog. Let's go.
I'm sorry, what do you mean no one younger than 15 will be allowed at your wedding? Yeah, look, I'm sorry, but Jen and I just decided that was a good age cutoff because we don't want a bunch of kids running around. Did you forget that 7 of your siblings are under 15? No, I obviously realize that I have siblings under 15, but if you ask them, they don't even care about coming to our wedding. They would rather hang out with friends. I don't care what they would rather do. They need to be at your wedding. Look, Nancy, I'm sorry, but if you were to go check out our venue, you will see it's not a place for little kids to run around. And the siblings, they run around like crazy. They don't know how to sit still.
This one is a little tricky. I don't want to lie. Because I'm all for childless weddings, right? Because like she said, some of the venues are really not suitable for kids. Some of the things that are gonna happen at the wedding are not suitable for kids. So I understand why some people would rather not have kids at their weddings. But siblings though, that's a new one. I don't think I've ever heard of someone who fully wouldn't let their siblings be there either just because they're also kids. Huh. Okay.
You told your father about this little decision of yours? Because he's not going to be too happy. Yeah, I mentioned it to him the other day and he seemed perfectly fine with it. I highly doubt that. But you know what, it doesn't matter because I'm going to bring it up to him tonight and I will let him know that I refuse to attend a wedding where all my children aren't welcome and he will not be attending either without me. So you guys better figure out this whole situation because a lot of people won't be attending if you do this.
Yeah, this one is very tricky. I don't really have a strong opinion here because I feel like not wanting kids at your wedding is completely fair, but not wanting your siblings at your wedding is a little iffy. So I'm gonna leave it to you guys in the comments. What do you think? Would it be horrible for a person to not have their siblings at a wedding just because they're younger? Or do you understand that they just don't want the day to be ruined by unruly kids? Because like she said, the siblings are apparently a wild bunch. Huh. Okay, runaway bride. We got a runaway bride, everyone. What? What? A full runaway bride. Oh my gosh. She fully sprinted it to another. Wow. She dove into that car though. She into that car. That's freaking insane. Yo, did you see how she dashed down those stairs? Yes, girl. She was ready, bro. Someone commented she was ready with her gym shoes and everything. She knew she wasn't gonna go through with this. Girl came ready with her running shoes and everything. What the hell?
So my sister uninvited me to her wedding and I'm wondering if the internet would think that's justified. This requires some backstory. My sister's 9 years younger than me. Technically, she's my half-sister. Her dad, my stepdad, is a registered offender.
Oh.
And because she's blood related to my stepdad, she was the only one out of all of us kids that was spared. It's also important to know that my mom was very much aware of the entire situation growing up, and instead of protecting us with every fiber in her being, she protected my stepdad, like even criminally. So she moved us across state lines at one point. She threatened us to lie to the prosecutors when they came. Finally, I was in my early 20s when I started to wise up a bit. I remember I had just finished reading a book called Boundaries, and I just sat there with this realization like, oh my gosh, like my childhood, like this relationship that I have with my mom is so messed up. Like I need to confront this. So I wrote my mom a letter, and I remember wanting to make sure that regardless, I remained kind. And so I was kind, but I addressed all of it. Ultimately, at that time, I was still hoping for some reconciliation, but after I dropped this letter off with my mom, I soon got a text message from her that just said, "I'm sorry." And I remember thinking, like, I'm worth more than that. Like a simple "I'm sorry" text and a sweep under the rug will not suffice, especially for the level of carnage that this woman had laid in her wake. Like the amount of damage that has done and how that has affected every area of my life, I cannot even begin to explain.
My girl.
So fast forward, we're all grown up.
Honestly, you are better off not having any contact with any of them ever again. Wow. Yo, I feel like the biggest criminal here is your mom. I'm sorry? Are you kidding me? Ugh. That's why sometimes I feel like you should pass a test to be able to become a parent. I feel like they should hand out licenses for parenting. Like, okay, you qualify, you may procreate. You do not qualify, you are not allowed to procreate. Because I swear, just because everyone can, doesn't mean everyone should. Because these people should not have been parents. They should not have been parents. I am so sorry for what happened to you, but I'm glad you came out on the other side.
Right, my mom, she has not reached out to me since. My half-sister, she's doing really well for herself. Turns out not being molested really has its advantages in life.
Right?
I'm just joking, I'm fine. But my sister sends me a wedding invitation that I was really surprised to get, because to say that I'm the black sheep in the family would be an understatement. I'm essentially excommunicated. Oof. So in an attempt to clarify, I text my sister and I just ask her outright, like, hey, are you sure that me being there won't be too awkward?
Right?
In this text, I also mentioned my appreciation in knowing that my mom won't try and talk to me at the wedding if I don't talk to her. Because, you know, that's why it's potentially an awkward situation. My quote-unquote parents will be there. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to go to a part 2.
Part 2! Are we going to part 2, everyone? Yes! Yes, part 2! Part 2 it is.
Part 2 on how my sister uninvited me to her wedding and whether or not that might be justified. I didn't expect that last video to get views, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I so appreciated the comments. Last we left off, I mentioned to my sister over text that I was grateful in knowing that at her wedding, my mom and stepdad wouldn't try to talk to me if I didn't try to talk to them. And this does require a little bit more context about my mom in that whole situation. Her behavior has been really difficult to try and understand, but she hasn't reached out to me in 13 years, and from my perspective, it seems very much like a control thing for her. The last I heard from her on this...
My dear, that way of thinking isn't something you should try and understand, honestly.
Subject, she had mentioned to another sister of mine that if my mom and I were ever going to have a relationship, I needed to be the one to reach out to her first. My mom then goes on to tell my sister that God even told her that I needed to reach out to her if we were ever going to have a relationship. So there's that. At the time it bothered me, but at this point it does not bother me. If anything, I appreciate it because it's a good indication that my mom has not changed. She still as sick as she's always been. And as long as that's the case, I've been really thankful for that separation. But I was surprised when during this...
You don't need that energy in your life, hunty.
Same text conversation with my sister then goes on to say, Mom and Dad really miss you and they would love to talk to you and they love you dearly. So that made me feel real gross to hear.
Yeah. The gross, I completely understand why you would feel gross about that. If a man like that told me he missed me and loved me dearly, ew.
Was a shock. It was confusing because just a year ago, right, my mom said that God told her that I would have to come to her first, and now she misses me and she loves me dearly. And if that's the case, why hasn't she reached out to me in 13 years? Not that I want her to, and I know that she doesn't. This doesn't deserve all the energy. But for years I felt the dreaded potential of reconciliation and this obligation that if she were to try and reconcile, I would be obligated. But at this point, I'm just thankful she's not in my life. I know maybe that sounds bad. I let my husband read this text thread as well, and he was really confused. My assumption is that my mom and stepdad are highly manipulative. They're blame shifting and playing the victim. Like, oh no, we just love and miss her so much. We love her dearly. And it sucks that my sister is so ensnared in that. Normally she has a good head on her shoulders. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to go to a part 3.
especially if she knew that all of these things happened. All of them are villains. All of them are just wrong. All of them are just wrong, girl. They're just wrong. Get out of there. I mean, you're already out of there. Stay out of there. I think they want that hold that they had on you back. You know? Because you're out of the house. You said you have a husband now. You moved on with your life. So you basically have nothing to do with them anymore. That guy might have some very weird and creepy reasons for wanting to see you again. Your mom, I don't know what's going on with her, but you should not care at this point. She chose him. And now when you're grown and you picked up the pieces of your life, you fixed yourself and healed and everything, now they want to pull you back into that toxicity. Don't let them pull you back into the toxicity. Stay away from the toxicity. You escaped, stay away. Don't go back. That's my advice. As someone who knows nothing, I advise you, don't go back. Don't go back. I mean, this is 2023. This is pretty old. I hope you didn't go. I really hope you didn't go. You shouldn't have gone.
I said it once, but I'll say it again. You will never forget who shows up for you in your wedding season.
And unfortunately, you will never forget who doesn't show up for you in your wedding season. I had two best friends in college. We had been best friends for years. They had literally gotten me through the worst years of college when I was so utterly depressed. Multiple sleepovers. We hung out quite literally every single day. They even helped my husband when he proposed to me. Like, they got all the photos, they helped decorate, they took pictures, everything. They were there until they weren't. At the time when I got engaged and married, I was Mormon. And in Mormon world, it is so common to basically plan your whole wedding before you even get engaged, which is what me and my husband had done. We had picked a date, we had talked to our families about it, I had already gone wedding dress shopping, all the things. And it wasn't long after I picked my date that I asked these two best friends if they would be my bridesmaids.
Of course.
I told them the date, I told them everything. They didn't give me like a for sure answer, but I was like, I need you guys there on my wedding day. Like, I made it very clear, you are my only two bridesmaids. You are the only two people who mean that much to me. I didn't do like a bridesmaid proposal or anything big or extra, because that's just like, especially at the time, I was just like so simple that's just like not something that I would have done. But maybe I should have. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get like that clear message that I thought I gave. But yeah. Anyhow, fast forward a few weeks. They were there at the proposal. They were so happy, all this stuff. And we were just a little over 2 months away from the wedding. And mind you, one of them lived in the apartment directly above mine. We went to the same church. We saw each other every day. Like, we still were so close.
Wow, that's
and then I get a text from the sister who I don't see as often because she is like graduated from college, working full-time, doesn't live near campus, all this stuff. And I get a text from her that says, hey, your friend, my sister that lives in the apartment above you, she has scheduled a big event the day after your wedding in California. We won't be at your wedding. Like, of all the days that they could have scheduled their event in California, they did it the day
When did
after
they
my
schedule
wedding.
it?
And not only did they not tell me in person or have the guts to do that, they sent me a text. And the girl who was the one
Over text?
who scheduled the event, who lived in the apartment above mine, literally couldn't even tell me in person. Needless to say, I had a mental breakdown
behavior.
That my two friends who I thought were the best friends in the world, we were going to be literally best friends forever. Our friendship was effectively
Of course it is.
Like,
What
I
the
tried still
hell?
for years after to be like close with them and like best friends with them, but it was just never the same after that.
That's such dusty behavior. Imagine. I wonder when they booked this big event that they're supposed to go to. Wow, that's such dusty behavior.
And not only did they not come to my wedding, and multiple people not only noticed but asked me like, oh, where are they? Why aren't they here? And then I had to tell
That's
them
the
and be
horrible
reminded
part.
during my wedding that my wedding was not important enough to them for them to attend my wedding at all in any regard. But they didn't even bother to show up or participate in any of the other wedding functions that I had before my wedding. Like my bridal shower, they were obviously invited because they were my best friends and they were supposed to be my bridesmaids. No call, no show. Didn't tell me an excuse, didn't say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be there. Literally nothing, no call, no show. Never heard a word. And like I said, I tried to be friends with them for years after, and then eventually I just realized these girls are not my friends.
Yeah.
My husband realized that way before I did. Like, he knew as soon as they said they weren't going to be in the wedding that like, they were not good friends and that it was a waste of my time. But it took me a few years to
Bobby.
accept that. But yeah,
But it's understandable,
I remember
though.
the people who showed up for my wedding, and unfortunately, I have very clear memories of the people who did not.
Did not.
It's so unfortunate that weddings are what brings this out in people.
Imagine having to hide your face on your wedding
Groom
day.
had to hide his face on his wedding day because he's really rich and his wife didn't want other women to know who he was. Yo. Are Tanzanian women that dangerous that you literally have to hide the face of the man out of fear that he's gonna be taken away? What?
Your love is a perfect embodiment of why we all believe in
I feel like this would be me.
love is the base. Why we say
Pause for a moment. I just realized when I got up to the end of the aisle that I'm missing half of my dress. Maybe I could put it on now.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
So-
2 nights ago I had a dream that I did this.
I thought this was going in a completely different direction. I thought she made a terrible mistake as in getting married. Gandhi, no, the mistake is the dress. Stop it, Evanay.
But I walked down the aisle without it. Here comes the dress.
How did you not feel that all of that was not on you? That's like 2 extra pounds at least.
Okay, now I'm almost dressed.
That's literally another dress that you're putting on. How did you not? But anyway, cute dress. The finishing touch, definitely. I understand why you wanted it there. It's definitely cute. But did you really not know that was on? Or was this like part of the show? I think this was part of the show. Still cute though. Very cute.
Macy, you gotta help me. I'm freaking out. Okay, slow down. What do you need? I need you to do makeup for myself and the bridesmaids at the wedding. Taylor, your wedding's in 2 weeks. You don't have anyone for makeup yet? No, I forgot to book someone. My mom brought it up last night and I completely panicked.
What?
Okay, yeah, I mean, I can help out.
How do you forget to book makeup? That's literally one of the most important things at your wedding, isn't it? The outfit, hair, makeup, dress. I feel like this is a little.
Oh, just remember, I'm not a makeup artist, so I'm not gonna be as good as the ones you see out there. That's fine. I'll take whatever I can get. Thank you so much. Hey Macy, I just talked to Taylor and she said she talked to you about doing makeup for the bridesmaids? Yeah, apparently. Okay, so do you want to drive with me and her mom that day? Because she called us last night saying she needs us to decorate. Oh, yeah, that works. And then I can stay up and help you guys decorate if you need it.
Oh,
Great,
unpaid
honey, that
labor.
was so helpful
Unpaid
because, you know,
labor.
Taylor-
I see what she's doing. Unpaid labor. She's looking for free labor. Wow, this bride. That's so horrible. How can you do that to your people? What? She's fully just asking them because she doesn't want to pay anyone.
She's been so disorganized in this whole planning process, it's really stressing her mother out, and me too now. Yeah, of course, let me know what I can do to help Grandma. Hey Macy, Grandma and I are outside. You guys ready for a fun wedding? Oh my gosh, are you guys bringing all the decorations for the weekend? Well, you know Taylor, you ask her one question and she answers another thing. She is all over the place with this wedding stuff, so scatterbrained, so we just brought extra stuff just in case. Yeah, she called me last night freaking out about the flowers. I didn't even have time to ask, there's just so much going on. Alright, here we are. I'm gonna go find Taylor and see what we can help with first. Hey Taylor, you look stressed. How can I help smooth things out a bit? I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do about the flowers. Oh, well, we brought some flowers. We'll just hang them up in different areas around the room. No, like the bouquets for myself and my bridesmaids. Oh, what's wrong with them? Has the florist not contacted you? I don't have a florist. Okay, so what are you doing for flowers? Well, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. I just got all these random flowers here, but they need to be put into bouquets and boutonnieres, and I just don't know where to start. Okay, so you don't have anyone.
I am already irritated. I am so irritated. Oh, I cannot, honestly, I cannot stand people like this. I cannot stand people like this. Like, you can smell that she's literally just doing this because she knows other people will sort it out in her life. This is not her first rodeo. Nope. She knew exactly who to ask for what, because she knows mom will figure it out, my friend will figure it out, someone else other than me will figure it out. I hate that. Oh.
To put them together, and your wedding's in 24 hours. Yeah, got it. Okay, well, lucky for you, I was just in a wedding 2 months ago and I learned how to do this. So let me just jump over there and see what I can come up with. Great, I knew I could count on you.
Of course.
Okay,
you
Taylor,
did.
Macy just worked on the bouquets for the last 2 hours and now there's no food left for her. The rehearsal dinner is about to be done, so what can your mom and I do to set up for the venue now? Okay, why are you saying this all like it's my fault? She volunteered. Well, why don't you look around at the stuff we brought and let us know your vision and we can just get going, okay? Okay, so I like the gold stuff. So just gold accents, you can do like candles, candlesticks, some vases. Yeah, whatever you have is fine, I'm sure, and I'll peek at it later. Okay, now Taylor, there's this really special thing that your mom and I brought and I want to see what you think of it. Taylor, where did she go? Okay, so Taylor said she has some items here that she brought that she wants out, and then we can use some of your stuff. Well, Taylor left, so we're gonna have to use our own creative spin, and whatever we find, we can just put out, and it will be okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna start moving around the tables, and then let me know what I can do for each table to decorate. Am I the only one here that thinks this was completely rude of Taylor to just boss us around and leave us high and dry for her own wedding? Yeah, I don't know, Grandma. She's probably just very stressed out with everything, and the least we can do is help, right?
No.
Whatever. I mean, half this stuff doesn't even go together. It just looks like she grabbed a bunch of random crap and threw it in a bin. Whatever.
Grandma is the only one here with some freaking common sense. Bro, you guys are being used. Can you not see that?
All right, ladies, I really appreciate your help, but I'm gonna have to call it. I'm exhausted. It's 3 a.m. You guys should go to bed too. Of course, Aunt Layla, and you know what? For what it's worth, look how beautiful it is. Like, we did a great job, we make a great team, and it's gonna look beautiful in the morning for Taylor. Well, good morning, Miss Bride. How are you doing? Oh, great. I slept amazing. I woke up early, did some yoga. I'm just feeling fantastic. That's great. Glad to hear it. So, were you able to peek at the venue? Yeah, I did. You know, it looks really great. So, thanks for all your help. Okay, good. Because, you know, me, your mom, and Grandma were up until 3 a.m. trying to match your vibe, and I think it turned out really beautiful. Yeah, you know what? I really love it. All right, you're all done. You look fantastic. Why don't you go ahead and relax, head back to your room, and it'll be showtime in a few hours. Wonderful. Bye now. All right, Grandma, you are next. Come on up. Now, I just need some light makeup this morning, and I just want to say thank you for everything you're doing. It is really sweet of you to go out of your way for your cousin. Yeah, of course. I can only imagine how stressed she is right now. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, why is Layla calling me? Hey, Layla. Mom, I'm gonna lose my mind. She took all the decorations down.
She did
Mason,
what?
you gotta help me. I'm freaking out.